Good afternoon. My name is Azadeh Shahshahani. I'm an attorney with the ACLU of Georgia, the American Civil Liberties Union, and the director of the National Security and Immigrants' Rights Project. We have been working with ABLE, Atlantans Building Leadership for Empowerment, to advocate for this legislation, and we are grateful to Senator Butler, Representative Marin, and Representative Brooks for having taken the lead to advance this legislation. We know that racial profiling is a serious problem not only around the country but here in Georgia. Back in October, the ACLU of Georgia released a report that was focused on Cobb County and the serious problem of racial profiling, specifically targeted towards communities of color and Latino communities and immigrant communities in Cobb County that are being affected every day on their way to the parks, in the stores, just going about their business. They're being targeted because they look foreign or because of the fact that they're people of color. This problem needs to stop. The legislation that Senator Butler, Representative Brooks, and Representative Marin, as well as many other legislators are advancing today, will hopefully be a very important first steps towards solving that problem. As Senator Butler mentioned, data collection is a very important tool. It serves a very important supervisory purpose. There are at least 14 other states, including states such as North Carolina, Utah, Texas, and Missouri with data collection legislation on the books. And there are over half of all states that have legislation addressing racial profiling. It is time for Georgia to join the ranks of all the other states that have recognized the problem of racial profiling, and for us to take a step to end this problem through the passage of this legislation. Thank you.
Before we move on, I'd like to thank 17 of my colleagues in the Senate for signing on the bill, Senate Bill 325.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Bell with Bell & Shine's Political and Civil Rights Consulting. I want to bring a real reality to racial profiling. Racial profiling happened to me about a month ago out in Cobb County. Because one thing about in Cobb County, after 10 o'clock, the Marietta police, Cobb County police, they're all over the place. And they're looking for minorities to stop. After 10 o'clock one night, I got out, I left my house, and I went to the store. And as I was going to the store, I looked in my rearview mirror, and I saw Cobb County police back there. And initially, I said, oh, here we go. And so he pulled up beside of me, and then he looked over to the right, and he backed up. And when he backed up, I saw him running my tags. And so after everything checked out clear, then he proceeded to go on. But just the other day, I received a call from a young lady who was in tears out in Cobb County. And she was telling me that her son was just stopped by the Georgia State Patrol in Cobb County on Highway 92. And this event that happened was very disheartening because as he was on the phone with his mother and as the Georgia State Patrol was coming back to the car from running his license, he heard the gentleman say that I think he's racially profiling me. And at that point, the Georgia State Patrol said, he used the N-word and said that I can hold you as long as I want to hold you. And so I was on the phone earlier today with the commissioner's office to see if we could set up a meeting so we can deal with this situation. Because here in 2010, that's unacceptable. We cannot continue to deal with racial profiling in 2010. All over the state of Georgia, this has to stop. This racial profiling is not good. It's not good for the state. Blacks and Latinos are consistently being racial profiled. You go out after a certain time, you become fearful. You know, it's mentally just racking, nerve-wracking. You know, and so I appreciate the legislators that has introduced this bill. And this is a fight that holds dear and near to my heart because 9 years ago, I came to Senator James and I said, we need to do something. We need to do something about this racial profiling because 9 years ago, it was out of hand. 9 years later, it's still out of hand. And I know that Representative Roberta Salam know exactly what I'm talking about. It's out of hand. And so I hope that with this bill that was introduced, I hope that all of the other legislators can just join forces and help out. Thanks.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Gracias por estar hoy aquí con nosotros discutiendo un asunto bien importante y crítico para toda nuestra comunidad inmigrante y para todos nuestros ciudadanos de este gran estado de Georgia. I want to thank all of you today for coming out in support of a bill I am sponsoring to prohibit racial profiling in Georgia. It has been a long struggle to get this bill before the governor. Sometimes we have been close, and other times we have been off the mark. Yet, I truly believe now is the right time to get this bill passed, signed, and enacted into law. My purpose for supporting the bill is not to point fingers or to place blame on any particular agency, especially the fine men and women within the law enforcement community. I appreciate their work they do and the professionalism and courage they display on a daily basis. Unfortunately, there are those who use race, color, surnames, nationality, and ethnicity as determiners of guilt, and it is my sworn obligation to ensure the rights of every Georgian are never trampled upon. Our bill offers law enforcement agencies a tool and process to hold their officers accountable, allow for additional training where necessary, and further strengthens the public trust with the people. It is common sense public policy to finally address a historically wrong. I want to thank the ACLU, ABLE, GLAR, NWCP, Galeo, and many other advocacy organizations for their tireless work across the state to collect stories and keeping the Georgia General Assembly aware of the violations occurring every day. This is a new Georgia. We can no longer accept nor tolerate ideas and beliefs from the past. It is time to move forward together as one state with one destiny. I'm collecting signatures as we speak for my House bill. In 2004, the bill came to the floor of the House with 117 members voting in favor. So we are looking to those members that voted yay in 2004 to come forward again in 2010 and make this a reality. Thank you very much.